Over the next few days, I noticed different changes in this new reality. What really shocked me was that the geography on a globe I was looking at was different in many ways. The more I researched this, I found out that it was being referred to as what people call the Mandela effect. I don't know what the hell happened. If this is my mind playing some weird trick or what. Maybe it's a Mandela effect or some crap like that. So, here is my experience. And I started doubting that I'm shifting universes because of it. There were so many things different than what I remembered. I know that this is not my home planet, but a parallel world. I'm beginning to believe that I may be one of the millions. Hey everyone. I'm new here, so please be kind. This happened in 2010. I was in primary school, in my first ICT class. Our teacher was a white male, maybe 50 years old or less, kind of short, 5'7", and chubby. I remember him being calm and kind. His initials were NDA. I'm not saying his name for security reasons. I can vaguely remember his personality, and I think he had blue eyes. This is important. I don't know or remember what happened to him, but the next year he was no longer our teacher. I continued going to the same school. It has primary plus high school. If this is my mind playing some weird trick or what. Maybe it's a Mandela effect or some crap like that. Please, tell me if you have experienced something like this. Sometimes, I would wake myself up during the night realizing that I had stopped breathing. I thought this was something normal, not realizing that it was sleep apnea. This one particular night, I realized that I wasn't breathing and awakened looking at my curtains, which had little red cherries in a leaf pattern. Then I looked again and the red cherries were gone. There was only, of course, parallel worlds to try and understand this. The fact of the matter is that this did. I don't know what the hell happened. If this is my mind playing some weird trick or what. Maybe it's a Mandela effect or some crap like that. I'm not one for superstition. I have a pretty bad memory, so I'll often get details mixed up, get corrected, and move on with my life. So for me to be here, I have to be completely convinced that I'm right. It's not Mandela. I'm not superstitious. I don't think the heart or kidneys moved places, and I don't think it's ridiculous that I misremembered Berenstein instead of Berenstain. If anyone knows what's up, feel free to share. Everything is similar enough, and I don't feel like I need to get back. I just want to know if anyone has felt anything like this, or if anyone remembers the pianos like I do. As a side note, I sometimes get a weird vertigo feeling when I walk into certain places, even if I've been there before, like something is urging me to get out. I recently went into one of my house's bathrooms and felt it. I don't know if that's a universe thing or a spirit thing, and it doesn't seem to affect anything else, but I thought I would mention it. So, my wife and I work in the same building, which is great, because we often walk to work together. This morning we left the house, and my wife realized, as we passed by the doctor's office, that she forgot she had a doctor's appointment. So, she stopped off there and I continued on to work. Nothing crazy. It's the same walk I noticed a familiar face in the distance. An old Italian man who would routinely sit outside of his apartment on the main street to say his hellos to neighborhood commuters. I guess something to just keep him busy. I always looked forward to his good mornings. But, see, this guy died a couple of months ago. So I crossed the street and convinced myself it was just a lookalike. Almost simultaneously, I saw him, knew he was dead, and dismissed it all as a case of mistaken identity. I thought nothing else of it and continued on to work. Once I made it to work, I dove right in, sipping my morning coffee. My wife calls me and says, "I think I'm hallucinating." I was slightly concerned because she'd just had blood work done, and then she explained to me that she has just seen our dead neighbor, in the exact same place that he always was in the morning and exactly how I saw him. What's crazy is that I've just started reading into this sub and felt truly connected to the idea of switching across dimensions. I never spoke about this with my wife, because I was a bit embarrassed to explain such an out-there concept. She literally said to me that she thinks we switched dimensions. I feel like this is something she would never say, but I guess I also thought I would never see my dead neighbor sitting on the side of the road. We literally saw this guy's funeral, and multiple posts on social media mourning his death. He had somewhat of a neighborhood legacy, yet nothing now. It's all nowhere to be found. Has anyone experienced something similar? So, here is my experience. And I started doubting that I'm shifting universes because of it. I had a girlfriend for 1 year and it's been great. Her family was nice to me and my time with her has been more amazing throughout the year. I met her when I was on a really high vibration, and even though her relationship with her family was problematic since the beginnings of the relationship, it didn't have an effect on us. Suddenly, things started glitching, and my energy started to drop when I got pulled into the negativities they created with her, and the stories of them not liking me out of nowhere, and it kept my head spiraling out of control. My mind got cornered in a very bad place of fear and doubt. I noticed that my once very sweet and loving girlfriend started changing into this manipulative, opportunistic, and selfish person as well. I noticed the bad behavior and doubted that I was trapped in a narcissistic family dynamic, and decided to leave her immediately. She didn't even try to talk to me, which is so unlike her. Suddenly, all my memories of us started feeling like it was unreal and made up by my perception. I didn't think of parallel shifting possibilities until then, and I accepted that I was just manipulated. If so, I think she's a really skilled actress. I started going to therapy and focusing on myself. After a few days of the breakup,
"This is not a scam. The Health Food Allowance card is available for those on Medicare. This card..."
I broke my ankle and stayed at home in a cast. Today, I called a long-distance friend of mine who was a very solid character in my life for over 10 years, who had been supportive and loyal and a good listener. I considered him almost a mentor because of his wisdom and unique way of looking at life. He was saying the most immature and ignorant stuff all of a sudden, out of nowhere today. He was very disrespectful and dismissive, I've been noticing that he was changing and becoming more distant over some time, but this person who spoke to me on the phone, I don't know him. So suddenly, over a very short course of time, I lost my beautiful girlfriend and left with this ugly version, and my best friend is also this really crappy version. Did I shift reality, or was the veil of BS lifted from my eyes? I really don't know these people. Also, a very distant friend from the past had suddenly connected with me, and we speak every day now. He lives in London and he convinced me to move there, and things are getting really fast-tracked into this direction. I have no idea what's going on. The OP did add an update. I shifted. It was very tough because it's a big shift. I keep reuniting with people from the past, people who knew me before I grew to the person that I am, and they are showing me that I matter to them and that they value me. And fake people are falling one after another like they never existed. New energy is present, the energy of love and of truth. This story starts out in the very early 1990s. The story takes place in Northeast Ohio. I wish I could tell you exactly what high school this occurred at, but if I did, I would never hear the end of it from people who know me. While in high school, I vividly remember a girl by the name of Carrie Keith. Carrie Keith was a short, blonde-haired, skinny girl who was always very nice to me. Nothing serious ever happened between Carrie Keith and myself. It's just Carrie Keith always treated me with kindness at a time when some other students were bullying me. I also remember some other memories of her. Not only did she live down the street at the end of the block that I lived on, but Carrie and myself were in the same class together. I also remember Carrie getting into a fight with another girl who accused her of flirting with her boyfriend. She denied it, of course, but the other girl didn't believe her and a fight ensued. Needless to say, Carrie won that fight. I also remember in home ed class, we were learning how sewing machines work. Don't ask me how, but Carrie Keith managed to get her thumb right under the sewing needle when it was in motion. She screamed the loudest F-bomb I ever heard when that happened. I have all these memories of her. After high school, I lost touch with Carrie, and I never saw her again. About a year, perhaps 2 years ago, the memories of Carrie Keith came back into my mind. I was wondering what happened to Carrie all these years. I tried to look her up on Facebook, but nothing showed up. After telling my story to my best friend, he encouraged me to tell my story here, hoping that doesn't seem weird as possible, and maybe some of you can help me see it more clearly. But she found nothing abnormal about me. After talking to my best friend about this, he encouraged me to share my story here and interact with the community.
This has been a Cincinnati production. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, links are in the description.